With Josie Taylor, who joins me in the studio now. So, Jose, what's on your show tonight?
Well, Tam, remember the $4 million courtroom that was specifically built a few years ago just for the Black Saturday bushfires compensation case? Mm-hmm. The trial's been running for more than a year, but it's scarcely been reported on, so we take a look at what's happening.
OK, sounds good. Thanks very much, Jeff.
Different light.
Waiting for judgement, the long-running Black Saturday class action.
It's disappointing. I sort of think sometimes that we get forgotten.
Schools. For more than a year now, Victoria's biggest civil trial has been playing out in the Supreme Court. It's the compensation case linked to the Kilmore East fire on Black Saturday that killed 119 people and destroyed 1,200 homes. The class action involves around 10,000 claimants and is a complex and expensive case that presents the court system with big challenges. It began amid much media fanfare, but as Sarah Farnsworth reports, it's now largely forgotten.
For most travelling along the Hume Highway, Columbanane is just another exit. But it's where Tony Laurie has tried to rebuild his life out of the ashes of Black Saturday.
The footage I showed you on the computer was filmed from just over there, the other side of that bridge. You can see where it drops away to the flat. That's where I shot the footage of the house burning down from there.
From just 10 metres away, he filmed as everything he owned burnt down. It was his now 13-year-old son who wanted to return to the mountain.
So you've built this house now. Is it finished?
Nope.
How much has it cost so far?
In excess of $300,000 so far. That's the best figure I can give. We were insured at the time to rebuild what we had. The new building regulations killed us. It basically doubled. Things have just caught up with me very quickly in the last few weeks. But prior to that, I wasn't too concerned about the money. Come on. Hey, come on.
Tony Laurie is just one of 10,000 class action group members waiting to see if they'll win compensation as Victoria's largest civil trial continues to play out 80 kilometres away in Melbourne.
Kilmore East Kingmake bushfire proceeding, part heard.
The trial started in March of last year. So far we're up to, I think, 200 hearing days, so it's a mammoth day-to-day effort.
Its alleged Singapore-owned power company, SP AusNet, was negligent in its upkeep of a 43-year-old power line and ran a lacklustre inspection regime. A replica of the conductor in question sits to one side of the courtroom, and insiders have quipped it's the most examined piece of wire in history. It's a complex and technical case and has brought an unprecedented workload.
In terms of documents, the parties have filed 22,000 documents into the electronic court book. In the trial to date, over 10,000 documents have been admitted into evidence. The court has heard from 100 witnesses, 40 of those expert witnesses.
In an Australian first, the whole trial has been web-streamed. Jim Chowdhury watches it from his new home in South Morang in Melbourne's eastern fringe.
I moved off the mountain because I saw too many people die, too many of my friends die, and I really thought that was the end of the world. And I don't want to ever go through that experience ever again. So I don't go back there.
He lost a small fortune that day, including his car collection. He's got just one vintage car now.
I've been through a period of sickness, and so it was very good for me. I was able to lie on the couch and watch it all day and not need to move. I just click the computer to stay on all the time and watch that.
However, the web stream is not accessible to everyone.
We don't get that up here. 2-strand copper wire doesn't carry internet that fast. Not up here anyway.
12 months ago, the courtroom was packed. Now it's virtually empty and media coverage has dried up.
There's been next to nothing of this one. Only when something big happens. There's been an adjournment. The room's too small, they've got to find a bigger one. It's got nothing to do with the court case. It's just logistics.
It's disappointing. I sort of think sometimes that we get forgotten that this occurred.
Chris Ruhr rebuilt in Kinglake and is hoping to get back on the same financial footing he had before the fires, along with damages for psychological scars he's left with.
The wind coming in freaks me out too much. I have friends who, when they hear a helicopter, have problems. Others who, when it's a warm day, they're off, they're out of here. The first notice of smoke from somewhere, others are gone. There's different triggers for different people depending on what their experience was on the day.
My son lost his Lego, and that to him was a big thing. He was a big Lego fanatic, he still is now, but he lost a lot. And even today, I cannot replace it, even with eBay. And to him, that was a big thing.
Maurice Blackburn is running the trial on a no-win, no-fee basis and has spent $10 million so far. It aims to get hundreds of millions in compensation.
Do you expect to get any compensation out of this?
I just think the lawyers will use it all up. I just think it's a lawyer's picnic.
The legal costs, to be frank, the legal costs are substantial, but the legal costs pale into comparison in terms of the sort of amounts of compensation or damages that we're talking about. And so there is no prospect that the sort of amounts we're talking about are going to get eaten up, as it were, by the legal costs.
Talks are continuing between the parties behind the scenes. If a settlement isn't reached, the judge is earmarked to hand down his judgment next year. In defending the claim, SP Oznet is pointing the finger elsewhere, in turn suing the fire agencies, the Victoria Police and its own subcontractor. In a statement, the company says the trial costs have been significant and it's been a lengthy and trying case for all involved. SP Oznet has sought to avoid adding to the group members' pain while necessarily seeking to demonstrate that SP Oznet managed its network competently and efficiently.
What position will you find yourself in if no compensation comes through?
I don't think I can say it on camera, but basically I'll be up a creek without a paddle.
Won't make a lot of difference to my life. I'll just keep going. Yes, I'm afraid I'm not waiting for the end of a court case to suddenly start my life again. I started that the moment the fire moved away from over the top of me. I don't wait for a lawyer's checkered flag.